noticing a trend in popular Christian music for a while now, and it's I think becoming more and more prevalent, and that is this theme of slowing down, of taking time out and to rest. Rebecca St. James, in her latest album, has a song called Cover Me, and in that song she says, slowing down enough to see your face, enough to see you smiling over me. Brooke Leagood Fraser had a song called New Year, and she says, it's been a loud year, I really need the quiet. Toby Mac has a song called Rest, and in that song he says, rest, take a breath, push aside the noise and feel the air inside your chest. Blessed, my child, you're blessed. Fall into the arms of God and rest your weary head. COVID really did a number on us. People are much shorter with each other. They're quick to jump in with opinion with little regard for how hurtful that opinion or that honesty or that truth might be. There's a hardness about people which wasn't there before, or at least it wasn't let off the chain so readily before. Combine this hardness with an ever-increasing demand to have things now, instantly. Like, who wants to wait the 5 seconds it takes for the EFTPOS machine to tell us that our transaction's gone through? We want instant gratification. We want things now. We don't tell ourselves, or probably each other, no or wait. But God still says these things to us. He still says no, and he still says wait in response to our prayer requests. And what's our response to that? I know some people who give up on God because they don't get what they want. Well, did you ever stop to think that perhaps the creator of the universe knows a little better than we do? Maybe there's a reason for the no and the wait. Along with a hardness and an impatience that are becoming increasingly evident, there's also an unsustainable busyness occurring in Western society. Not necessarily a busyness in terms of we're doing too much or we're trying too hard to earn. I do know those people, and I worry about them. But what I'm talking about is a busyness of mind, an unsustainable busyness of mind. We are constantly bombarded with information. We get world news as it unfolds. We are constantly the targets of marketing companies. Do you know that social media platforms are free for you to join for a reason, and they only have one product? It's you. You are the product being sold to marketing companies who thrust their wares upon you time after time, constantly. But there's so much information thrust upon us that we are enticed to care and to give our hearts to so many things, so many causes. And the truth is, we can't support or sustainably care about every good cause. If we do, we're bound for burnout. In fact, we're in danger of running our tanks dry if we allow ourselves to be constantly bombarded. Jesus knows better than we do what we need. He knows what we want, but he knows what we need. And that is why he said, "Come to me, all you who are weary and burdened, and I will give you rest." Does that mean the troubles of the world will cease to exist? Nope. Sin and a fallen people are still a reality. Trouble will come. Jesus also said, "I have told you these things so that in me you may have peace. In this world you will have trouble, but take heart, I have overcome the world." Our God is an intervening God. But here's the thing. His intervention is more easily found through trust. He will step into people's lives without invitation, but much more so when we seek him. And I believe he intervenes even more when we simply trust him and step into his presence without our prayer shopping list. If we come to him without our list of "here's all the things I want you to do for me," and simply come and rest in his awesomeness, in his majesty, in his glory, and in his unfathomable grace towards us, then we're more likely to find that rest. Real rest. Like plugging in an EV vehicle, we get recharged. Even though there's trouble all around you and unresolved tensions, he will touch your heart in a way that our best words can't adequately describe. I believe we need to take control of some things like limiting what we allow to grab our empathy, our energy, and our time and our thought patterns. Some of the ability to control this lies with us. But a rest that far surpasses what we can achieve is only found in him. Take time out. Slow down. Recognize his presence. Give him what's troubling you. And take a deep breath and rest. You thought this was the end, right? Well, I've got two more bits I want to touch on. Two aspects to that rest that he talks about in the New Testament. So, number one, in the Old Testament, one of the 10 Commandments, God set up the idea of regular rest. He established the Sabbath and commanded his people to observe it. And the Sabbath means having a day with no work, either mental or physical. And this is still observed amongst Jews today and amongst many Christians. Jesus also commanded to keep the Sabbath holy, but he added the idea behind it by saying the Sabbath was created for people, not people for the Sabbath. No one is saved by observing the Sabbath. We're saved by grace alone. Jesus himself was accused by the Pharisees for not observing the Sabbath when he allowed his disciples to pick some wheat, and on another occasion when he healed someone on the Sabbath. Basically, his response told them that they had lost the idea behind the Sabbath. Sadly, there are some who call themselves Christians who still cling to such pharisaical ways and views of what the Sabbath means. Despite this, Jesus commanded an observance of the Sabbath. Why? Because he knows better than anyone that we need rest. The second and final thing I want to add to this is that in Revelation 14, an angel of the Lord said, "Write this, blessed are the dead who die in the Lord from now on. Yes, says the Spirit, they will rest from their labour, for their deeds will follow them." We're intended to rest here often, all of us, but not remain in rest, not become lazy, because we who are saved will always have a job to do. Our great commission to go and make disciples, that doesn't change until the day we die. And then, get this, then we enter into our rest. That day is the day we no longer have a job to do. That day is the day we truly rest in His presence. The rest we enjoy here is but a foreshadow of what we'll experience there. So rest, then go again, then rest again, and repeat this pattern until you are called home.